Welcome everyone to this exciting deep dive into one of the most mind-blowing stories in the world of numismatics. A story that captures the imagination of every coin collector, treasure hunter, and history enthusiast. The tale of a 1998 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin that has astonished experts and investors alike with a staggering estimated value of $18 million because of its unbelievable errors, striking anomalies, and the incredible set of circumstances that led to its creation and eventual discovery, turning what was once just an ordinary penny into a priceless artifact of American minting history that embodies rarity, mystery, and the timeless allure of hidden fortune. Imagine holding in your hand a small copper-plated zinc disc weighing just 2.5 grams. Minted in the vast halls of the Denver Mint, where billions of Lincoln cents were produced that year. Yet this particular piece somehow emerged unlike any other, carrying within its tiny frame mistakes that transformed it into a numismatic legend, a coin that collectors whisper about, that auction houses dream of listing, and that every coin roll hunter secretly hopes to find. The story begins in 1998, a year when the United States Mint was transitioning between dies and making subtle design adjustments to the Lincoln Memorial reverse that would eventually lead toward the later 1999 and 2000 issues. While most 1998 cents look absolutely identical at first glance, certain small die varieties, double dies, and transitional anomalies make a few stand out dramatically. And among those anomalies, the mysterious 1998 D error cent has earned a place of mythic status because of how many different layers of mistakes seem to have combined on one fluke specimen, creating what experts call a multi-error composite strike, something so improbable that it could only have happened once in many billions of minting cycles. The 1998 D cent in question reportedly exhibits multiple simultaneous minting flaws, including a dramatic double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile and inscriptions appear doubled under magnification, a misaligned die strike, causing uneven pressure distribution across the planchet, and a partial brockage on the reverse that gives a ghost-like impression of Lincoln's bust appearing faintly over the memorial. A visual anomaly so stunning that it almost seems like art rather than accident. Collectors who have examined similar but lesser specimens know that each distinct mint error, be it doubling, brockage, die clash, offset or strike, or wrong planchet error, can individually raise a coin's value from mere cents to hundreds or thousands of dollars. But when several of these occur together on one fully struck, well-preserved coin with clear diagnostics and a strong Denver Mint mark, the result is beyond rarity. It becomes unique, and uniqueness is the ultimate driver of value in numismatics. What makes this 1998 D penny so extraordinary isn't just that it contains one error, but that it contains a sequence of production mishaps that logically should cancel one another out or destroy the coin entirely before it left the press. Yet somehow, by coincidence or human oversight, it slipped through quality control, was bagged, distributed, and eventually surfaced in circulation where an unsuspecting person might have spent it on candy or coffee, never realizing that this small piece of change carried a value that could one day buy a mansion. To appreciate why this happened, it's important to understand how coins are made at the Denver Mint. The minting process involves preparing metal blanks, called planchets, which are fed between two dies, the obverse, front, and reverse, back, under immense pressure exceeding 100 tons. These dies must be perfectly aligned and clean, yet during high-speed mass production, even tiny misalignments, dirt particles, or mechanical fatigue can lead to striking anomalies. In 1998, several die pairs used at Denver were already near the end of their service life, which could lead to doubling or die cracks, and sometimes the press operators would quickly replace one die without perfectly matching it to its partner, creating subtle mismatches that produced slightly off-center strikes. In rare cases, Leftover planchets from previous years could accidentally get mixed in, especially during maintenance or transitional periods, meaning in 1998, D-cent could theoretically be struck on a 95% copper planchet from pre-1982 stock instead of the intended copper-plated zinc one, drastically altering its weight and magnetic properties. If the famous $18 million 1998 D-cent indeed shows such a composition error, its intrinsic metal makeup alone would already attract laboratory testing and authentication, since copper planchets after 1982 were no longer standard. Imagine the coincidence. A wrong metal planchet struck with misaligned, fatigued dies under pressure that caused doubling and a partial brockage, yet with enough centering to display the full date and mint mark. These combined elements make the coin an almost impossible occurrence, a one in several billion event, and that impossibility feeds directly into its astronomical valuation. When coin grading services like PCGS or NGC encounter such a piece, they not only assign it a numerical grade, but also a detailed attribution describing every minting anomaly present. And when these errors are layered in such an extreme way, the grading note reads almost like a technical miracle. Double die obverse, brockage reverse, offsetter 5%, broad struck with partial collar, struck on pre-1982 copper planchet. Each of those phrases represents a separate category of rarity, and the cumulative combination borders on unique existence. But rarity alone doesn't explain value. There's also condition, provenance, and collector psychology. If the 1998 D-cent survived with brilliant red luster, sharp definition, and minimal post-mint damage, its eye appeal multiplies its worth exponentially because error coins usually suffer from mishandling or circulation wear. Add to that a verified provenance. Say it was discovered in a sealed Federal Reserve roll or authenticated directly by a recognized numismatist, and suddenly investors compete at auctions not just for metal, but for history itself. Every collector knows that when two or more high-net-worth bidders believe a coin is unique, the price can soar far beyond intrinsic logic, and that's exactly how an ordinary penny becomes worth $18 million. Beyond the financial frenzy, there's a cultural fascination that makes this coin legendary. The Lincoln cent has been in production since 1909, symbolizing American endurance and simplicity, and over the decades, countless small errors have sparked waves of treasure hunting. The 1955 double die, the 1969 S double die, the 1972 and 1995 varieties, each drawing headlines and inspiring people to search through jars of change. But the 1998 D-cent takes that fascination to new heights because it embodies multiple eras of error collecting all at once, a convergence of mechanical, metallurgical, and human mistakes that echo the long tradition of minting quirks. Enthusiasts speculate that the coin might have originated during a maintenance shift when press operators recalibrated dies between runs, perhaps leaving one old die in place while swapping another, causing design misalignment. Others propose it could have resulted from a momentary malfunction in the automatic feeding system that caused a struck coin to stick to a die face, leading to a brockage impression on the next strike, a situation that might explain the ghostly Lincoln reverse image. The Denver Mint, known for efficiency, would rarely let such an anomaly escape, but history shows that even the best systems fail under pressure, and coins with major blunders occasionally make their way into circulation, later to be found by lucky individuals who change their lives overnight. Consider the emotional impact. Someone might be sifting through pocket change or sorting old jars of pennies, spotting a slightly odd gleam, a faint doubling on the date, or a raised outline on the reverse. Taking a closer look under light, realizing this isn't a normal cent, and then embarking on a journey of research, verification, and astonishment as experts confirm it's the single most valuable Lincoln cent ever